Hi, I'm Robert Velasco. I am 11 years old and I go to Thomas Jefferson Middle School. My mom is not only a mom, but one of the best BLM employees ever. So, Mom, what do you oversee in your job?
In my job, I oversee audits and evaluations, risk assessments, internal controls, and I also oversee acquisition, like contracts and acquisition, property, engineering, and all of the buildings and facilities and space. So all of the policies and programs we have related to that. And I also oversee our budget and our program performance.
Is it anything like being the coach of Paul's or my basketball team? Either one?
Is it like coaching 8-year-olds or 11-year-olds?
Yeah. Is it?
In basketball?
Yeah.
It is a little bit like coaching third graders in basketball, because there's some people who don't listen to you,
Yeah.
And then there's some aggressive teams that we play against, and you have to make sure everybody gets a good amount of play time, and you are training people, and you get new people on the team, so that's sort of my job's like that too. You got to get people excited about playing the game and showing up at work every day. That can be challenging depending upon what we're going to do in a given day at the office.
Yeah.
So it is similar, which you would know since you are assistant to the coach for Paul's team, so you know how challenging that can be.
Oh, assistant coach.
Maybe assistant coach, or assistant to the coach, however we feel that day. That was a good question. I introduce to you Joan Guilfoyle. Joan is our Service First Coordinator, and I want...
Janine asked me to answer 2 questions for you today. The first being, what is the best thing about coming to work every day in this job? And I have to say that some of the best things about it are that everyone says this about their job, but it is true in this job that you really never know what issues you're going to have to deal with in that day. And I like that. It could mean working with people in one of the 4 Service First agencies I've never worked with before, or finding someone that I need to find in one of the agencies. So I'm always connecting and networking with the Fish and Wildlife Service, Bureau of Land Management, Park Service, and Forest, trying to tackle some of the big, long-standing problems that we have working across Bureau boundaries. The IT, of course, is a very big problem still for us. 2 computers on one desk, and people not being able to access each other's websites or emails or personnel systems or acquisition systems, all those kind of things that would be very useful to be able to see what the other agency has, particularly if you're a supervisor of a different agency folk. So that's a big one.
That might be easier. Okay, I'm here with John Keith. He's our Division Chief for Management Services. John, what do you do that gets you excited to show up at work every day, and what do you do that helps the field?
Well, I think Division of Evaluations and Management Services creates an opportunity for the BLM to compete better for scarce dollars. By looking at risk management, by looking at the way we do business through internal controls, and also taking a look at the organization and helping the organization perform better, I think we're in a better position to help the organization be successful.
Andrew, what do you do for BLM?
Well, lately I've been the R reporting coordinator, so I'm trying to help close out all of the R projects by 2012.
Kathy, what do you do for the BLM?
Well, I emphasize the management services part, so we support managers, management teams, and special project teams, largely just helping them be successful with providing some analytic work, providing some historical analysis, whatever it takes to get the team to get a finished product.
What gets me excited about coming in every morning is, I think it's really the combination of people that we have in the Washington office, I find that whether they're from the West or they're from the East Coast, if they've been here many years or just a few, that we find striking similarities and good sense of humor to get us through the day.
All right, this is Lamont Sawyers, and he is in our Property and Acquisition Management Division. Lamont, what do you do for us here?
Pretty much what I do is I work on the contracts, I work on agreements also. Also customer services. What I main actually focus here, I satisfy our customer needs, other purchasing needs. That's pretty much it.
Hey, Lou Copa, our branch chief for engineering and asset management.
What makes me excited about coming to work is the diversity of and challenging work that is associated with day-to-day activity within the engineering program. Generally, the maintenance and operation programs, deferred maintenance, annual maintenance, and operations, associated with about $80 million of appropriated funds annually.
Marge, what do you do for BLM?
I am the senior property manager, and I manage the space and leasing program as well as the property management and fleet management program for the Bureau of Land Management, and I manage the space leasing fund, the 1830 account, making sure that everybody has enough money to pay their field office.
Marjorie, what do you do for the BLM?
Well, I'm the dam safety officer for policy, and I work on policy for dam safety for the Bureau, and I work in the working group for dam safety and security with the Department of Interior agencies. And I also help Victor Montoya with the deferred maintenance and capital improvement programs.
Dave, what do you do on a given day here with BLM?
Well, presently as a senior engineer, what I handle mostly on a day-to-day basis is the completion of the ERA projects, mostly the larger construction projects, and I also manage the LEED facilities or sustainable buildings program.
Victor, what do you do for BLM?
Yeah, I'm the program lead for deferred maintenance for construction 2110, the transportation planning lead, and also now kind of the multi-spearheaded person for the reauthorization of safety lead.
Right here I have Karen Moritzen. She is our budget officer. Where are we headed now, Karen?
Right now we're going to the Tundra room to talk about the year-end close.
Okay. And Karen, just talk for a second about what an average day for you represents here at BLM. What are you working on?
Oh, an average day is really fun. I work on technical budget things like the test close. I work on policy matters like the Wild Horse program. Almost every day I talk to people on the Hill about some of the policies we're doing and try to get money for us.
So this is Taya Samuel. She's our branch chief for budget formulation. Taya, what do you do in a given day here with us at BLM?
Well, we do a number of things here in our budget office. We often respond to congressional questions. We report to the Department of Interior. We often communicate with OMB about the various challenges that the field is facing and what our budget constraints are, budget challenges, and how we're effectively spending our budget dollars.
Answer everyone's questions to the best of my ability. The budget process in the federal government is very complicated, so we work with the programs, the states, all that kind of stuff to how to help guide them through the process, edit documents, review, do analysis, all those kind of things to make sure that everyone has good information.
Excellent. And you have a beautiful view of the stadium, which maybe you can see here. Good for. Hope you're not distracted by those games. Michael, what do you do in a given day here?
Normally I coordinate with the program leads in Washington office to help get funding for you guys out in the field.
Rob, what programs do you work on, and how do you help the field?
Okay, I work with riparian, range management, Wild Horse and Burrow, and soil, water, and air. And how do I help them? On a daily, I speak to the program leads about 30 times a day to try to coordinate things for the field. So, hope we're doing a good job for you guys.
Here's Dave Howell. He just joined us from the Idaho State office. We're happy to have him here. So, Dave, what do you do for WO 880 budget?
I am a funds control officer, which means I get to move all the money around that we receive from Congress and give it out to the states so that they can do amazing things on the ground.
Cecilia, what do you do on a given day?
I monitor budgets for the Washington office and for the entire BLM. I run specialized reports, do special analysis as requested.
Hey, and Wiley, what do you do for us here at BLM to make life easier for the field?
I use the budget to preserve America's resources.
Nathan, what do you do in a given day here at BLM?
Combination of developing budgets, answering questions, and doing customer service.
Excellent. Steve, what do you do that helps the field?
I like to think that I help OMB understand what we're doing and explain sort of what our mission is for oil and gas and coal and other minerals and our energy and mineral programs. So I like to think that I make that more clear so that they are more sympathetic when they're making decisions about funding.
I hope that you've enjoyed this movie about what WO800 employees do. I'm Robert Velasco, wishing everyone a good night.